Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Wednesday the 9th of September. We have new mods, we have new updates. Apologies if you've noticed a delay in the video being released today. Yesterday's was because of the sheer amount of them. Today Farm Dog had a vet's appointment, so I'm running a little bit behind, so apologies for that. So the updates for today are as follows. From the bottom right today, Grain Storages Pack by MefiuFs, the Old Fence with Gate by Fliegl LE, the Shed Pack by Missy B, the Crane Building by DD Mod Passion, the 20-foot gooseneck tipper trailer by PZonaKo 82 squared, the Lizard D46 D47 pack by Kaztan 18 and Ostri 29, Sad Cow, the map by Pavelk 20, La Coronea 2.0 by Shaba FS and Toy Mateo, and the TLX 2020 series, also by PZonaKo 82 squared, have all had updates today. And the mods for today, directly in front of me, we've got the Old Brick Wall. This is by Stoneway Design. There are 5 pieces in this. Again, for placeables, I do like it when it's nice and wide. No, thick. It helps with putting bits up against each other. When it's very, very thin and narrow on console especially, it makes life very, very tricky. Nicely detailed stone wall sections. We've got 2 shorter ones, one with a couple of repairs needed, holes in them. We've got a slightly longer section, we've got a corner section, and we've got a post. These are 2 slots each for the first one, and you will find them under placeables, but these are under miscellaneous, not decoration, if I recall correctly. Yep, so after you've bought the first one of each, 2 slots each, it drops down to 1. £50, euros or dollars for the first wall section, 75 because it's repaired, I suppose, for the second, 100 for the double section, the corner section is 125, and the pillar is 30. I say, yeah, they're nicely detailed. I think they're going to make life a lot easier for joining them all up. Gives you just a little bit of leeway on that, which is nice. Moving on from there, we have got 2 trailers today. The first one, we have got the Fliegl ASW281. This is by Lucas. It's very much like the Fliegl Bull, although this is a push trailer, so it doesn't lift. The whole back section pushes and it unloads at the back, which is great for low buildings and that kind of thing, because the whole thing doesn't tip up. So Fliegl Gigant, I think it's ASW281. Nicely detailed, does have a rear trailer hitch. One thing I will say though, on my way out, I came down the hill, I wasn't going particularly fast, I turned and it rolled over immediately. It doesn't happen very often when I'm manoeuvring things around, so I had to reset it and bring it back out again. But just, you know, it may have been something I did, but it may be it's a little bit top heavy or something for some reason, I don't know. This you will find under tools, under trailers, and I actually have still got the Fliegl Bull installed. So this is where you kind of, you start going to iron it up, especially when you're looking for trailers to buy. The ASW281 is 45,000 litre capacity, takes all crop types. It is 10 slots, and it's 56,000, which I suppose is about right for a trailer. You've got the option main colour, and that's the back section there. Main colour, you can have it Fliegl black or Fliegl green, which also changes that front section, the piston and all that kind of stuff there. And then we've got the option of Trelleborg standard or wides, and then we've got Michelin standard or wides as your tyre choices. So yeah, I mean, it comes down to particular style or type, but I say that's nice because it tips a push tip rather than a tip. I think that kind of makes sense. Anyway, that's the Fliegl ASW281 by Lucas. Next to that, we've got this. Now, this says in the this wasn't on the website Modhub, but it's in the Modhub. This is a self-built trailer on a trailer, like a semi-trailer chassis. This is a fair size capacity for not much money either. Nicely detailed, colours fairly bright. I don't think we can change the colours on these. Swivel front axle, because obviously it's based on a trailer section, trailer chassis. This one is by, where is it on my list? Lizard 25R4N. This is by MBFS Mods. This will use 8 slots. And I think this is I want to say 40,000. Well, we're going to have a look in a second anyway. There's a few options, or a couple of options on tyres. They look like the tyres off of SnowRunner. Or the rims anyway. Regardless. This you'll also find under tools, under trailers. 25 grand, yeah, 45,000 litres for 25 grand. So the previous one was quite a bit more expensive. But then again, swivel axle trailer, this is a tip rather than a push unload. Takes all those crop types and only 8 slots. Options available, we can have, yeah, the Trilex rims or perforated rims. So like more like truck ones. I do definitely have a look of the SnowRunner about them. But there's no option to change the colour scheme or anything like that. 45,000 litres though, not too bad at all. It's got a fairly slow tip, that one. I suppose I should really show the animation, shouldn't I? Just bear with me a second. So this one, we unfold the trailer first. So L1 and X undoes those clasps at the front and folds that front section down. You don't have to have that close, but that does unfold that section. So if you're doing stuff with the forage harvester and you're blowing into the back of that, that can work rather nicely. Lights, and then tip. Back section opens, a bit like a skip back, I suppose. Fairly slow animation, but does what it needs to do. 45,000 litres for 25 grand, that's not bad at all. Right, disconnect from that one. Should really show you the Fliegl as well, shouldn't I? Now this one we can, is it right stick? Yeah. The same thing, the front flap on this, L1 and right stick up and down, we can move the front flap. Same thing for forage harvester work. Then unloading, L1, R1 and triangle. Back opens and the push section pushes back and the contents would tip out. Lights are no real... Oh, they're on the back section, aren't they? Of course they are. I'm thinking, where are the lights? The bit that tips up, that's where the lights are. There we go. That's the 2 trailers. Moving on from there, we'll do this one next since I've got the tractor. This is the Arado Lizard 18 by 28. This is, wait for it, this is a 3 metre. Now, it's not a cultivator though. This comes under Plows. So whilst it does look like a disc cultivator, disc harrow, it's actually a plough, or it comes under the plough section. Now I haven't tested this out yet, so this is the first time I'm going to be testing this along with you. Test along with MrSealyp. This will use, where is it? 8 slots. This is by ContaComigoModding, Farm Centro Sul and Jose Tonsis. Bit of a collaboration work, this one. You will find it under tools, under plows. 23,600 for 3 metres, so fairly expensive for the width, I guess. With a plough you can prepare fields for next sowing and create new fields. 120 horsepower required and it will run at 8 miles per hour. So we'll bring it forward, drop it down. As you can see, we're getting the ploughed state. Now, that's interesting though, that didn't, so it's got to be right at the very start to get that to work, isn't it? Because I didn't get the ploughed bit straight away. So there you go, so that'll plough it to 3 metres, and then to allow create fields on PlayStation at least anyway, you just have to allow create fields, and that's L1 up on the no, hang on, L1 and triangle. I had to think for a second then. Drop that down. Okay, why is it working? Oh, it is. It's that front section again. I'm thinking it's not working. It is. There you go. L1 and triangle. And now you can create your own fields, should you wish to do so. L1 and triangle, and it stops like so. So if you just want to set a worker off, you can. But if you want to create your own field yourself, L1 and triangle, and you should be good to go. Right, I'm going to leave that there and switch over to another tractor for the next mod. We've got the Kverneland Accord 4DL. This is by MefiuFs and Arikson. It's a Kverneland DL seeder. This will do your main cereal crop types. Couple of options available. You can have it with ridge markers or not, I think, if I recall correctly. Really nicely detailed. All the pipes and hoses and various different things where they should be. This you'll find under tools, under seeders. There you go, called 4DL, 15,200, 750 litre tank on this. This will only do seed, it doesn't seed and fertilise. It will run at 9 miles per hour, requires 100 horsepower. This will do, like I say, it will do cereal crop types, it will do soybean, it will do oilseed radish, and it will do grass, and it's 4 metres, hence the 4DL. Options available, you can have it disc markers, yes or no. I say a lot of people, that's a generalisation. I suppose, I don't know, maybe people do. I haven't used ridge markers for quite a while, I'll be honest. I've got it set on wheat, it doesn't really matter. Now this is not a direct drill, so you'll have to cultivate or plough before you do anything. You can't go directly over a crop. I'm going to open the help window with this. Now first you have to unfold the sower. If you've got the ridge markers on, it raises them up out of the way. If you want to use the ridge markers, L1 and up on the D-pad, we put the left one out, press it again, right one out, close them back up. So if you did want to use one, if you've never used one before, if you're new to the game, you don't know what it does, if I turn on the sower, like so, lower it down, as I drive forward, that marker on the left leaves a line, almost like a ploughed line, as you can see. So if you haven't got GPS, which on console we don't have GPS, and if you were doing it in cab, for example, like so, if I got to the end here, raise it up, disc, actually ridge marker I'm going to put away this time. When I swing round, if I position the middle of my bonnet, there's normally a little marker post or something like that, on the ridge line that you've just left, you should then get the right coverage for the seeder when you drop it back down and go down the next row. And you can switch from left to right as you go. So as I go now, if I keep that on that ridge, I should, if I come back out, find I'm going along that line absolutely perfectly. So that's what the ridge markers are for, and that's it, doing a bit of seeding. So there we go. That's the Kverneland Accord 4DL by MefiuFs and Arikson. I'm going to drop that down, disconnect that, and we'll move on to the next one, which is the Harrow 5. This is by HeniekNDF. This is a chain harrow, but this does, I think, cultivate. Pretty sure it cultivates. It's got some nice animations on this when you unfold it, all the movement with the chains and stuff, which I like. So when we unfold it, L1 and X, see all the movement. I love the fact that as you're turning and moving, everything's swinging around as it would, because they're just connected with chains. But yeah, it's nice detail, that. This you'll find under tools, under, oh, where was this? This was, I think it was just under cultivators, I'm sure it was. Yep, right at the end, Harrow 5, 1,500 for a 4.3 metre. That's not too bad actually for a 4.3 metre cultivator. Runs at 10 miles an hour. This will use, how many slots was this? Did I already say? 4. 4 slots. And options available, we can change the design colour, which is the actual bottom section, the drag part. Then the main frame we can change as well to, for example, orange if you want to go for that. So you can mix and match those up to suit whatever you want to do. Drive along, drop it down, and there we go, 4.3 metres of chain harrowing goodness. There we go. So that's by HeniekNDF, the Harrow 5. Turn that off. And moving on. What's next? Yes, I know. Next we've got the Stara Hercules 6. This is by Agro Tonho. J.Amodding, I'll get this right, and Dalhke Modding, I think it's Dalhke Modding. This is a fertiliser and lime spreader. There's an older version and there's a 2016 version. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I did have a quick look over. Apart from the decals changing, I couldn't really see anything different in the models between the two. I mean, there may be some subtle differences that I didn't pick up on, but I couldn't see much difference. So they're the two options that are available. Only downside to this is the slot count. It's always when you find something you think, oh, that's fantastic, then the slot count clobbers you. 52. There's a lot of detail on them, nice animations and stuff, but yeah, 52. Which, if you're up near your slot count limit, that's going to be a bit of a pain, but if you're not, it's a nice bit of kit, this. You'll find this under vehicles, under, where are we? Lost it. Crop protection. So you've got the Hercules 6, 165,000, like I say, 52 slots, 220 horsepower. It's got a 12,000 litre tank. That's one reason why I thought, actually, that's pretty cool. This will do fertiliser out to 36 metres, and it will do lime out to 14, I think the website said. It doesn't say on there, but I'm pretty sure it is. I've got them both loaded up so we can check both anyway. So yeah, lime or fertiliser in either model. Then you've got the Hercules 6 2016 version. Same price, same slot count, everything else is exactly the same. I think, as far as I can tell, it's just the decals. But you can have Trelleborg on narrows, you can have Michelin on narrows. I think I went with one of each. Let's jump in it. Nice sound on starting up. We have a beacon on top, horn, lights as we cycle through. This does have the option to extend the I was going to say the track is the word I'm looking for. We can extend the track out, L1, and right stick we can open the track out all the way to there, or bring it back in again like so. I mean, probably more for transport and then for in-field work, but you can probably set it to your rows, whatever your row widths are, if you want to be very precise, but it does have narrows on anyway. This one's got lime in, so this should spread out to I'm sure it said 14. What we'll do though is have a look inside. In-cab, nicely detailed. This does have as well right stick and no, R1 and right stick side to side. It's going to do that door, isn't it? Of course it is. Opens up that one to get a bit of ventilation in hotter climates. R1 and right stick up and down opens and closes that one, like so. So let's, yeah, that's 14, isn't it? That's not much bigger than 14, but 12,000 litre capacity is pretty good for lime. I mean, it's not massive, but I think the fertiliser one is going to be the one that makes more of an impact, I think personally, because a lot of the spreaders, the tanks aren't that big, so 12,000 litres is pretty good. Cover open, L1 and side on the D-pad, and this filled up, I filled this up on this map from one of the buy anything silos, but it will fill up from pallets, etc. There's so many different options available. So this one's got fertiliser in, and this should go out to 36. So we're going to come over a little bit for this. Let's turn it on. There you go. 36 metre spread on the fertiliser. Like I say, 12,000 litre capacity. That's pretty good. So, dual purpose machine. Very cool. Now I do want to check something, because sometimes we get mods and it won't allow it. Yes, we can unload. L1 and triangle will unload like so. So you can get all your product back out again if you need to, and then you can then put lime in it and go again, or however you want to go about it. And then, like I say, filling up, you can fill up from pallets or you can fill up from silos, whatever you want to do. So there you go. That's nice, that. The Stara Hercules 6 by Agro, Tonho, J.Amodding and Dalhke Modding as well. Turn the engine off on that. Let's hop out. Nice that. Lots of detail. Looks like a John... Well, I was going to say it looks like a John Deere front, but it doesn't... Not. No, it's not. It's not. Ignore me. Right. I'm probably going to open that back up again in a minute. Anyway, next up we've got this. Now, as I mentioned earlier on in the updates, the TLX 2020 has had an update. Part of that update was to do with what we're getting today. It does say attach a configuration for the front plough. It does say low wheel suspension for performance wheels, so you can. There's a couple of other options, and there's a tippet open box which we'll have a look at in just a second too. But what I'm more interested in is what we're going to be looking at now. Is we've got the TLX front plough pack, and we've got the TLX mounted spreader, and there are 3 spreaders in this pack. Now, I haven't run Seasons for a while, and I haven't got a current Let's Play with Seasons on. This is my test map, but these 2 will take salt. And they will allow you to salt the ground as you go. So if you stick a plough on the front of your TLX 2020, which is this, you can plough the snow out the way, but you can also spread salt. Now that one is a melt it, which it does say, I couldn't find anything that you could fill out with though. It does say 3 implements in one: salt spreader, snow melter and fertiliser spreader, lime and solid. We'll get into that in a minute. Spread salt to remove small layers of snow. Salt does not work on deeper snow. But they're nicely detailed on the frames, hooked with chains, and then when you put them onto the back, the chains then hook onto the trailer back. Now the trailer back that you get with the 2020, we've got this one, the pickup back, or there is the flatbed pack back. Both of them have the little gooseneck ball attacher. You need either of those, it doesn't matter which one. If you open the boot, it just looks a little bit better, and they hook up with that. I've gone for the one with snow chains and stuff, just because we had salt spreaders and things like that as well. What we'll do, we'll have a look at them in store. So, under, I think it was miscellaneous. So it's either of those backs. The Trail Boss or the flatbed is what you want to hook them up. What's new is this one here, the TLX 2020 Tip It Open Bed. We had these 2 before. This is new as part of the update. And then right at the very end here we've got the salt spreader, 7,000. These are 9 slots for each of the backs. So 7,000 for the salt spreader. So salt spreader spreads salt that melts small layers of snow. Now options on this, we can change the main colour to anything on that palette. I left it as it was, stainless steel, but you can change the main colour. If you do, it changes the actual main bulk of it all. Then you've got a single rotor on the back which will spread out to 7 metres, or if you go for a double rotor for an extra 1,500, it will spread out to 12 metres. Then lighting, we've got standard or strobes, and it puts little strobe lights around that will flash if you put them on with your strobes on the top of the vehicle, or whatever configuration you happen to have it running in. Now the snow melter says snow melting spreaders injects an additive to the salt that melts the snow/ice. As far as I can tell, they both take salt. I couldn't find anywhere in the store an additive or anything to buy it. Now that may be because I don't have Seasons installed. I know sometimes the salt pallets and things don't appear unless you do. So potentially there could be, and apologies if the salt thing is the thing you're mainly interested in, but they are both here, and you know I'm pretty sure the pallets are going to be there. Then we've got the snow plough. That's 4 slots for the first one. It's a 3 metre snow plough. Again, we can change the main colour on this, which changes the blade, so you can change the blade colour. Design colour changes the bits around it, or the bits around the back. Actually, probably should have picked a better colour. Blue will stand out more. There you go. The framework, then you can have it without lights like so, or with lights. You can have the lights white, yellow, or back off again, and then you can have it standard strobes, strobe on the upper left, strobe on the upper right, on the blade, or all, so you can have strobes on the blade and around as well. But that's not all. What we also get, if you come across to fertilizing technology, yep, there's another back, the fertilizer spreader, also 7,000, also 9 slots. This will do lime or fertilizer. Only saying got a 2,100 litre tank, but you could maybe, oh no, so you can't couple it with anything else, can you? But options available on this, we can change the main colour again, we can change that, which changes the main back to whatever colour you want to go for. Again, single rotor 7 meters, double rotor 12 meters, then lighting again standard or with strobes. So what does it all mean? Well, if we get into this and we hook it up, now I've got the pickup. When you buy that, it does give you the option to have the attachment for the plough. So if you do want to do ploughing, you need to get the attachment for the plough on your pickup. So if I attach the plough now, open up my menu, unfold plough, lifts it right up out of the way like so. Now if I put the strobes on, you can see the strobes. I went for strobes on the side of the plough, and there are strobes on the side of the lights, which is very nice. Now we can tilt this in all sorts of directions. So L1 and right stick gives you all sorts of movement available on this, so you can find just the right angle. If I fold it again, put it back into its original position like so, so yeah, you can tilt it side to side. So if you want to go for a snow plough option like so, and, does what it should do. But the lights on the front of this, if I go for the light option, turn the strobes off, that's my normal lights, then that, then that is absolutely bonkers on the front of that. But anyway, that's the plough section, which is crazy enough. What I will do, the melted ones, I'll hook up to one anyway, but if I swing around, because you would have the front plough on if you're going to be doing salt spreading. Roll up to the back, hook it on. Now it extends quite a bit off the back. I thought it would sit further forward than that, but that's where it sits. Double rotor on that one. Did I go for a single rotor on that one? Yeah, single rotor on the melt it. The salt it, I went for a double rotor. So that will do 12 meters. That one will do 7 at the moment. And with your salt in it, away you go. Open cover, L1 and side on the D-pad will open and close the cover for loading it up. Now it won't let me. Oh, that's interesting. There's no option for turning it on because I've got nothing in it. But what I will do is just hop off the back of that one. So that's one of the salt spreaders. Let's disconnect that. I will disconnect the plough and turn all the lights off because that is absolutely insane. But yeah, the fertiliser spreader, like I say, it's a small capacity. I haven't actually tried at any point, because it's got a front hitch, whether or not you can put the front lifter 3-point on, in which case you could put a fertiliser tank maybe on the front. But anyway, you can lie more fertilise. So this has got a braid out back. You can choose any different colour, but it does come standard as a braid out. 2,100 litres, that has got fertiliser, and I did go with a double disc, so that should spread out to 12 metres. I've got to find a patch I haven't done yet. So hire a worker, and away we go. Runs at 12 miles an hour. Ah, that's interesting. You notice my fertiliser's not going down. Again, shh, don't tell anyone. Keep it to yourself. That's going to get fixed, isn't it? I hire a worker. Yeah, now if I do it myself, so let's turn on fertiliser spreader. Nope. Oh yeah, it's going down now. Really slowly though. Wow, maybe it's just really that slow. That's amazing if it is. That will make that 2,100 litres go a really, really long way. 97, 2097. That may require further testing. Anyway, there you go. So that's the TLX mounted spreader and the TLX front plough pack. That's rather cool, that. Now what I will do is just disconnect that and disconnect that, because it will also, like I say, if we go for the flatbed back, it will do exactly the same with that. I'm going to just have double checking the pallets. but I'm pretty sure it's only if you've got seasons on the salt ones appear. So there you go, so you can do it with the flatbed, and you see the chains attaching it to the deck so it can't go anywhere, and off you go and get on with your task. Oh, there you go, turn on stone melter. I'm assuming you don't have something in there as well. But anyway, that's that. That's the TLX additions for today, mods and update. So yeah, very cool. Which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. I think it is. Oh no, I forgot the sheds. Must have been get the sheds right. Just finished the mod review and all the people that made sheds go, hang on a minute, didn't talk about our sheds. Over here we've got the concrete shed. This is by MichalLS. The concrete shed will use 3 slots, and it's a concrete shed. Does exactly what it says. Not bad size, nicely detailed, nice texturing, open at the front, no lights in it that I could find. Don't think it was anyway. What I'll do is show you all 3, then we'll have a look at them in the store because they're all in the same section, so it makes more sense doing that. So that's the concrete shed by MichalLS. It could be Michael. I always read it as Michal, only because of the way we spell Michael in English. I guess maybe it is Michael. I do apologise if it is. Now the next up we've got the shed. This is by Nismo. I probably put this around the. Well, maybe I didn't. It might be around the wrong way. Open shed all the way round. Nice detail with the guttering and stuff on it as well. Again, no lights with this. Plenty of space underneath it, not bad height either, so you should be able to get fair sized machinery under there. This one is only 4 slots, not bad. And then over here we have got the big garage. This is by MichalLS6920. This big garage will use 9 slots. Again, nicely detailed. I like the sort of slatted doors, the fact you can sort of see through as well. But we've got various different doors into various different compartments. That one's kind of a drive-through, although, well, it is a drive-through, of course, it's you going one way and out the other. There you go. We've got these ones here into the next section. Again, drive-through. There are no lights in this one either, so no light switches to find today. Nice bit of detail inside, which I suppose, yeah, for 9 slots, that's not too bad at all, is it? Yeah. Not bad. So these you will find under placeables, under sheds. So we looked at the concrete shed first, 15,000 to buy, and like I say, that was 3 slots. The shed by Nismo we looked at next, that was 4 slots, 40 grand, and then we've got the big garage by MichalLS6920. That was 9 slots, and that's 45 grand to place. Which now does bring me on to the last of the mods for today, and I like this a lot. I've done this a few times on different maps. I did it on Mercury Farms, but we have the Damcon PL75 in game, which is your tree planter. What we've got here is the Damcon PL10. This is by BlackSheep Modding, and this is the PL10, this bit here. So it's a tree planter. It does also come as part of this pack with these pallets. Now these pallets hold 50 trees. I'm pretty sure the standard in-game ones are only, I want to say 20. I haven't done them for a while. Now that's an individual tree planter. So it's got a 3-point link. You can hook that onto the back of your tractor and off you go, and you can plant 50 trees. Off you go. But what's nice about this also comes with this frame. This frame allows you to hook up 2 or 3 of the same bits of kit. So rather than going up and down doing one row of trees at a time, you can plant 3 rows of trees at a time, or 2. You could put one on the outside of of each of those, or you could put one there and one there. It's up to you, depending on what width you want to go for. So you could run 1, 2 or 3 of these if you should choose to. These you will find under tools, under forestry equipment. Forestry. Now the Damcon PL75 is there. That's your standard in-game one. These are here. So the PL10 is 7,500. It will use 6 slots for the PL10, which is pretty good. It will run at 6 miles per hour, and it will plant trees. Very nice. The PL103R, which is your frame for putting extra ones on if you want to, is 5 slots. I don't think there's any options for colour or anything on these. No, you get what you get. And there's your frame. Again, you get what you get. No colour choice on that. Now, one thing I will say, the frame, when I tried to put that down, keeps falling over. Keeps falling forward. I've tried lowering it to the ground and disconnecting it. It just keeps tipping over, which can make it difficult to then pick up again. So if you're going to use it, potentially you might want to keep these attached to it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to attach one to it first, only so it doesn't fall over. So what we'll do is lower that down like so, just to show you that you can, if you want to, just run one of these like so, stick that on the back, off you go and plant your trees. Very happy indeed. Turn on tree planter, lower tree planter, and off you go. I don't think there's any other options. You can't change anything else on it as far as I can tell. No. So what we'll do is lower that down and disconnect. So like I say, you don't have to run 3, you can run 2 if you want to, but that's entirely up to you. So we've hooked one up. We'll go and get the next one. Like so. The last one like so. Now, you're either going to want a very big tractor, or you're going to want something with a weight on the front, because all that weight is on the 3-point link and it's off the back. Now, as far as pallets go, the pallets for this, and what we'll do as well, we'll in here, we'll have a look and see if we can find the pallets for the other thing. I don't think it's under pallets. So the regular pallet saplings are 20 pieces. These ones are 50, so a little bit more pricey, only by a little bit, not more than double anyway. So the pallet saplings there that say Damcon on them are the ones that come with this. 50 in each, 1,500 for each pallet. Now these will use 2 slots, but then once you've used the pallets, they disappear, so that slot count will disappear off as well. So you can just buy those, place them, and then what you do is you drive next to it with your seeder planter and just hit refill, and it pops the pallet up onto the back. So you can set it as it is like this and plant your trees. I don't know if it will let me hire a worker. Let me try. New. So let's turn that on. Turn that one on like so, and turn that one on. Ah, right. Now you have to lower it down from the frame, so like so, and the first one has got into the ground already. You can see that's already come off. So I suppose the theory being that a person would sit on that seat and pull them out and put them in the ground one at a time, I guess. So if I drive forward now, there we go. We are planting 3 rows at a time. Now, I don't think we can change the distance between them, as in between each set being put down, but what we can do, if we want to, is, if I just raise that up, what we can do is extend this, so we can extend it out to 8 meters. So L1 and X, I can do that. I can then lower it back down. And when I carry on, I've now got my trees at a wider spacing. So I don't have to have them at the narrow spacing, I can have them at a wide spacing if I should choose to do so. Now what you can also do, you can, where is it? I thought it gave you the option to allow create fields, but I don't know why. Just scroll back down again. Maybe I imagined that. I thought it gave the option to create fields if you want to. Anyway, there we go. That's really cool. Now, like I say, what you can do, if you want, let's go to the outside, drop that one off. like so. If you only want to do 2 rows, you can run it like that and do 2 rows like that. Or if you wanted to do 2 rows but have them really wide apart, what you can do is, if I disconnect that one, you can run them that width apart, or L1 and X, you can run your rows that far apart and just run 2 if you want to. But that's a fantastic bit of kit. That's really cool. There we go. Nice, that's the Damcon PL10 by BlackSheep Modding. Very nice indeed. And that brings us to the end of the mod review for today. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. Like I say, apologies for the sort of lateness of posting, and apologies if I've missed anything. Generally speaking, it's going to be the TLX probably, because of the, how complicated all the functions and everything are on this. There is so much going on with this mod, it's incredible. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.